Hello, how are you all doing? It's getting a little bit nippy over in England, so what better time to tuck up with a bit of GingerGM Blitz and Title Tuesday. So 11 rounds of 5-minute chess, no increment. Now, I became within a whisker, literally a whisker of 2,900 2 days ago. I got to 28.99. And then I freaked out like I normally do and have gone down again. But I seem to be playing all right recently. I'm actually a lot better on touchpad. I've still got my, I don't know, elephant man hand that seems to, it doesn't really work very well for this blitz. But so I move like an old man. Well, I am an old man, but we'll see how we do. And we're playing an Indian player in the first round. And they just scare me. CMs, FMs, GMs, IMs, WIMs, WISMs. They all scare me because they're just so underrated, the Indian players. They work very hard at their game, and that work pays off. We're playing a line of the Tarrasch, French, which I looked at. This is actually in my GingerGM DVD, which needs a bit of updating, I'll be honest, but it is a bargain price in the GingerGM shop if you consider buying it. And do remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel while you're at it. And that's my sales pitch for the day. And what we're going to do here is, well, at the moment, this is certainly one idea, just to look at that. I even put a bit of blue on the board. That was, oh, what have I done there? Don't press too many buttons, Simon. Don't do that. We don't want to press too many buttons. Pressing buttons is not good. And this is all theory. And normally the check here, king here, bishop g6. Now this one is actually, I don't believe, as good. I'm trying to remember why now. There's some reason why the king should be elsewhere. I think I can even come back here. I don't know how I turn slack off. I'm getting there. If you hear the slack thing. So can I think I can even come back here now. I'm trying to remember. But I'm just going to play it. I'm going to play it safely. And I with the king on h8, what I've recommended is that you just sack the exchange. So you basically come back here. You give up the rook on f5 and you get a pawn for the exchange. But you get a fair bit of counterplay because you get ideas of the queen coming around to h5. So this position, this is probably a slight error because now my opponent's bishop becomes bad. Much better idea there would have been something like rook here. And this should give me very decent compensation. I mean, probably no more, but that bishop is kind of just a big pawn now. So we keep developing with tempo. And the kind of plan I want to do is maybe use the g pawn. Now, is that any danger over there? I don't see any threats, so I think we'll continue by just making sure we make this bishop a bad piece. I guess he could try this move. Maybe that's an idea. Now, do I just over-defend this one? I don't want to put the rook here because I don't really want to exchange. This pawn is a little bit weak. This is the only thing I'm thinking. So maybe we defend that one. Just over-defend it. So I can maybe even put my bishop on g7 because that's a weak pawn on d4. I'm just trying to think where this is best placed. I often try to put it on b6, but now I think g7 makes the most sense. Everything defended. I'm going to play this now. This is one of the reasons for putting a rook here because I'm also keeping up the threat against d4, and we're continue putting pressure on these weakened bits and bobs. Now I don't really see how my opponent can easily defend that one, but of course still a murky position here. Maybe even f3 is. I'd love to start an attack against the king. Maybe f3 is something. Okay, so I'm gonna play a6, hinting at this idea, but again we don't need to rush into playing it. And my opponent also playing some sensible moves. Now here takes here. So what is next? Do I get the king to slightly safer square. Everything is defended. I really don't think I should be rushing this position, and my opponent now trying to improve his position. So let's have ideas of attacking, because the rook can't come in. I've got every square defended. Now this one is still defended, so he can't come in there. And I want to play g4, so I want to defend this pawn. So where do I move my bishop? I'm not sure if that is the most accurate square, but again, as long as I stop my opponent coming in, and I think so far we have managed that. We've stopped him coming in. Yeah, I don't really like this square because I also want queen over here. And this move is now a tactical idea where if I go g3, my opponent takes on g3, and I don't have this check. So not a massive fan of my last move, to be honest. And this one I didn't want to do because I let the bishop out and I wanted g3. But I don't see any other way to play that saves that pawn in that position. And, you know, my opponent's king is still very weak here. I'd love to get the bishop here, but not sure I want to consider this capture. Now here and rook here, but there is now a big pawn. And I think taking with the bishop and then playing here is very dangerous, because queen f3 is not just a check, it's the biggest of all checks. They call that the monster. The I was thinking of the dinosaur's name. Should we offer a draw? I haven't done that for a while. I'm not allowed to offer and draw until move 40. I didn't realise that. It's a new rule, yeah? Excuse me. So I think it's probably better to checkmate and offer a draw. I like, you know, I'm addicted to little okay, my opponent resigns. I'm addicted to like adrenaline rushes sometimes, and this is why offer a draw, free checkmate and one gives me that little fix, which is ridiculous. I've got to stop it. I've got to behave and grow up at some point in my life. Okay, bear with me 1 second. I'm just going to get this on the analysis thing so we can have a look. And I think a pretty smooth game, right? A pretty smooth game there. And it's worth having a little look. Should we put a game review on? I might have played some slight inaccuracies, but I think in general we played pretty well. And it always helps when you really know the opening. And you can see from the graph that I was never in trouble. And this is all kind of theory. And we slowly gained advantage. And actually, around this point, I missed something much stronger. So what did I miss here? So queen a4. So it's always interesting now. And bishop g7 was even a mistake. Wow. What am I missing here? Okay, let's go. Oh, wrong button. So we're going to just have a look at where I played bishop g7, which I thought was a clever idea, but there was something stronger. Bear with me. Here we go. So I could have gone knight a5, and the computer thinks knight a5 is a lot better. Or even f3. Oh, yeah, the same idea, the queen coming in. So what I missed was f3, pawn takes f3, bishop h3. Very easy to see that afterwards. I can show that on the board. So here, and this, you know, just goes directly for an attack. I didn't really want to move this pawn because it kills the bishop, but if it does start a big attack, then we play it. And now my opponent has to give the rook up because this is checkmate. So that was clearly something which I missed a couple of times. I was actually playing this a bit too positional. This idea, we attack the pawn on d4, and we keep the pressure up. And again, f3 is the move that I'm missing, because I really like this setup. And I remember I said I don't want to rush. I mean, actually, but the way I played it was okay, because my opponent hasn't really got anything he can do here. And what I mean by that is, you know, his pieces, as I said, they have no squares on the e file they come into. All the squares are defended, so his rooks aren't working very well. The knight can't improve. You know, this is one way to look at chess. Just think how your opponent can improve and place his pieces. There's nowhere really that knight can go. The queen has no way in. It tried, but it has nothing it can do. So the rooks, the queen, the knight, and the bishop, they all can't really do anything. That's the way I'm making logic of this position. So actually, I can, as long as I don't do anything, because if I do something, I might give him access to a square on the e file. My opponent might make a mistake. So I was kind of in cruise control mode rather than kill mode, but maybe the kill mode will come. So we win the first game. Now I am notoriously bad in the first game. It takes me a while to get warmed up. And I've just been over to Iceland, playing Icelandic League. Played 5 games for Westerman Islands, which I was talking about swimming to at some point in my life. But that's on the back burner at the moment. Those of you who want me to stay alive will probably be happy to hear that. And those of you who want me to die, I'm sorry to disappoint you. And we played 5 games. And the first game, I have to say, was quite strange. I because my opponent laughed at one of my moves. Rude bastard. Which I haven't had before, I don't think. I don't have literally had someone laughing at one of my moves. You know, I played a move. I had a bad position anyway. I got bad position out the opening. Like I say, it takes me a while to, warm up. Round 1, often I'm a little bit ropey. And I played a move that I thought I had to play to try and get a counter chance. My opponent laughed. And I was like, come on, man. You can't laugh at my moves. Even if they're... Imagine if I was playing one of you guys. You played a move in a serious game. And I went... Oh, hello. Hello! Look who we're playing. We're playing. Magnus Carlsen. What's he going to do? A6, H6, F5. Okay, this is a pretty good move, right? So what do we do here? Okay, I'm going to play Bishop G4, and we're going to play something crazy here. So let's go for some G4 action, right? Because we want some fun. I don't know if I ever played Magnus before. Bloody hell, it's Magnus Carlsen. So I don't know. Let's obviously give it a go. G4. We gotta try some wing action, and it's just an honor to play the great man himself. And now I've actually played this way as black, so clearly he knows how to play the Dutch. And we're going to try to get a little bit funky here, but I don't know how we get funky. He's defending everything. E3, something like that. What do we do? Let's go, or do we do? Yeah, E3 seems like a normal move. Don't freak out, Simon. And how are we going to do this? We want to try to get some attack. I'm just thinking, do I play C4 or do I not play C4? Now, I'm not so sure. Now, he wants maybe to castle this way. Let's put the knight on D2. Because if I go here, his bishop might come over to this side. And now he's playing this one. Now, this kind of seems like a normal behavior in this position. Now, taking a knight here, he goes queen e7. Here, I don't know if that really does anything. I've got to move at some point. So what do? We take here. This kind of feels like, or do we come in with a knight? Let's come in with a knight. Let's go forwards. Let's come in with a knight. Now, I don't know if his idea is to play queen e7. Maybe bishop g2 is would do. I mean, playing the Dutch against me. Cheeky. And here, well, I'm confused. I don't know about you, but I'm confused. Can we go for this nonsense? I very much doubt it, but it would be funny if we could. I'm just going to try to develop, I think. So pawn takes here. Okay, so he takes, so I am going to take. And now, of course, he can take here. It's very messy, this position. Very, very messy. So bishop here, one idea. I want to stop him castling. If he castles, I'm not going to be particularly happy. Or knight there. Kind of like my position, but here he takes maybe. Do we just have to go knight here? I don't know. It's a strange position. I don't know. I'm confused. Bishop here takes. I don't think I've got much there. So I think we're going to have to play this one, which I'm not 100% keen about. And I think he's now getting quite near to castling, which also I'm not happy about. You know, maybe queen h4. Obviously, just to remind you, you can watch Magnus's stream over at his channel, and it'll be funny him laughing at my moves. I think I got a good position from the opening, but this one, I don't know if it's good or not. It's the position, right? It's yeah. So it's, when you predict Magnus's moves, things are going right. So I predicted his move. That is a good sign. Now takes. I don't really see what we're doing there. So do I have to go queen d2 and castle? Maybe we just have to play like this and try to get our king safe. If he goes this way, I might have knight f7, but I don't think we do. I think we just castle. Knight f7, we can definitely rule that one out. There's a bishop takes f4, but knight takes d6, knight takes d7. And I've got like bishop to g2 here, which looks all right. Looks okay, you know. And just don't go knight f7, you raving lunatic. And Magnus got 11 out of 11 last week, but he has not faced the Ginger. And now Magnus going through some exchanges, which makes a lot of sense here. I guess we have to go pawn takes, right? And now can his bishop come round to h6? Okay, but I've got some nice pawns. So bishop f8 to h6. So we probably have to go here. Oh shit! I've just allowed bishop to h6. I should have gone here first of all. Typical blunder. Typical blunder in probably quite a nice position. So I don't know why I just gave him that pawn. I thought this move stopped that, but it didn't. It encouraged it. And now my position is just not. It's not great, is it? So I had a nice position. Actually, you know, I could not have asked for more. Very messy position. It'd be interesting to look at it. But yeah, this f4 move, what kind of crap move was that? You know, that was terrible. F4, just allowing him to come round and snag a pawn. I should have gone king here straight away, and we cover the same position. But I mean, there's still a little bit of play. You know, we get the light square bishops off. You know, and we see what happens. So so Magnus trying to shut it down. Now, I guess I have to take this. This is not working. Check here. It's very close to be working. Check here. I want queen here then, but it doesn't. We don't have it. So knight here doesn't work, does it? Knight here. Takes. Don't know. It doesn't work. I can't get any pieces in. So why am I looking at this? I'm not sure. Okay, well, we'll just take this one. Like I say, his king is a little bit weak. So we have to try and get to his king, which is not easy. And maybe we just can't get to his king anymore. I don't think. We'll try this one. But yeah, you know, when you go pawn down against Magnus, it's tricky. And maybe I even had something there a little bit later, but I couldn't see what it was. And now he can probably just make some exchanges quite simply. Yeah, I don't think there's much going on here. Well, what about this check? His queen defends the major piece, so I think this is just nothing at all, right? Nothing at all for me. No. So are we going to punt on? Okay, we'll try this and punt on a little bit, but I don't think this is cricket anymore. And yeah, there's not much happening here, is there? Maybe we have to resign. Okay, we had some chances there. I mean, I could resign. We give them. That was a pity. I didn't really make the best go with that, I have to say. I haven't played Magnus for so long, but let's have a little look, because it was kind of fun, and I think probably we're doing all right there at one stage. So let's just have a look on the analysis. We probably had an all right position, and it got interesting around about here. Bishop d6 looked good, and we came in. Was there anything else? Yeah, putting the bishop somewhere else, maybe. I thought queen e7, so I mean, it seemed all right. And now we took here, and Okay, took on f4. I don't think there's anything going on with some other moves here. So we have to take. My position wasn't as good as I thought, surprisingly enough. Knight here, what else? He came in with a queen, and yeah, I don't really have a great deal here. And this is where we made blunder. We had to go king b1, and it keeps it roughly even. Obviously, when I play this, it's just stupid. I don't know why I was doing this. And the only other thing I was looking at, knight a5. Knight a5 does kind of like, that's interesting. So I wanted to play this, but I thought you can't play such a move against Magnus. And after takes, I was really only looking at check king here, but I thought his king gets away. But I can come here, which is bizarre when I have some drawing chances. So that was a missed opportunity to gain a draw. Not that he would allow that. And as the game developed, well, yeah, there's nothing really happening here. And you can see I'm losing too much. So I didn't really have many chances there, did I? And where did I first go wrong? So here, you should probably take this one first, right? Or it doesn't really matter. This is okay. Here, I'll take this one off and then go e3. I mean, again, I'm just going with a computer analysis, probably. And it looks like I think you should put the pawn on c4 in these positions as well. Knight on c3. This is probably how you should play this, I reckon. Like I played it with a knight on d2. That was too passive. I don't think the knight should go there. I think you should go c4. This is a much more normal way to play. Okay, so anyway, it's always nice to play one of the best chess players of all time, right? So have a little sip of the orange juice, and you know, we got an all right opening, but you can't make mistakes against these guys. Obviously, the best guy in the world. And it kind of seemed like one of the only mistakes made there was whacking the knight on d2. You know, apart from that, there wasn't much else did wrong. That's what you find when you're playing the beast from the west, not even the east. Anyway, I don't know if he laughed at my moves like my opponent did in Iceland. You know, I can't believe it. I played a move and he laughed at my moves. I mean, goodness sake, what was that all about? Laughing at my moves. It's quite off-putting, you know. But I love going to Iceland. The people there are the friendliest and some of the nicest, and they've got this great history of chess as well. And I'm kind of addicted to the scooters over in Iceland. I love scootering, and I did make the mistake of scootering when the rows were iced, and I fell off a lot of times, and it was very dangerous, and I nearly cracked my head open, but I'm okay. It's kind of adds to the fun when you don't know where the scooter's going to go in some ways. Oh my God, what's wrong with people? What is wrong with you? This guy deserves to lose, and we're gonna do this pawn sat line. Now, the way to really play, if I was playing a proper game, I'd just go knight f6 and try to outplay them, because this line that my opponent's playing, it doesn't. I mean, this is also absolutely fine. I mean, this line it is just equal, but it's like, you know, why play into this stuff? It's probably because it frustrates me, and that's why my opponents do it, right? Okay, now knight here is the kind of move we could play, but I'm going to make it a little bit more interesting by playing c5. I want to change the pawn structure from a symmetrical pawn structure, making it into a isolated pawn. And yeah, okay, we can try gaining some action like this with mainly ideas against f2, and also knight e4 at some point becomes quite a promising idea. Like one thing you can do. Now this one I don't think really achieves much here. The queen, I think, generally pretty good on d6, because h3 I have access to g3, and I want to play rook here and keep these guys, you know, good. Also, it's hard for him to move this knight now because I take on f3 and he has to double his pawn. So he's playing a lot of moves, and he deserves to be punished, because anyone, I mean, that's the way I look at it. If someone plays like a really wet line, we're like, oh no, I'm scared. I'm scared. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Ah. Then punish them is the what we need to do. Okay, so he's found a decent idea, but let's put the knight here. It might have chances to come in here. We've got to watch out for bishop to a3, but I expect he should go here, and then bishop a3, and I'll probably count that by coming forwards. We don't want to go backwards unless we have to. I don't think my knight's too badly placed here, because it might be able to come into c4. Other ideas include, I've got to get my rook out this bishop first, so we'll move the rook. Other ideas is going to say include just hitting c3, putting a little bit of pressure on that. But if his bishop comes this way, I will come forwards, definitely. Our queen has this square. And remember that move I said you try doing these variations? Knight e4. Knight e4 is something we can look at doing. I might have also had bishop takes there. So my opponent is playing incredibly wet. So we will, and we might as well, just bring our last piece into the game. And each of our pieces is very active now. There could be a d4. What other options? This knight e4 now. I think he should put the rook here. Most likely. And then I can't come in, can I? This is the move I want to play. I mean, I could even take and come in, but this bishop, I don't want to exchange pieces. We want to keep his... Okay, so he's coming in here. So now knight e4 must be an option. And I'm going to play it. I might be able to back that up, but we're applying a little bit of pressure to some squares. And I'm going to start calculating soon. I could have also moved my knight into c4. And if I get another move, we might do that. This is the one move. Okay, so he does capture, but now we get rid of my isolated pawn. And this one, okay, is very close to losing. He takes here, but then I have something like e. I mean, it's really close to losing. Bishop e2 should win the exchange. Am I going crazy? Okay, we'll take this one anyway. He has to take my knight. Now, bishop e2, I think, wins the exchange. But I'm looking for something even stronger here. But okay, this should be good. The bishop also has here. Because if his rook moves, I'm crashing through. Now, I just had to check that knight takes here wasn't good. But I have two moves. Bishop takes rook or rook takes knight. And this is what happens to exchange French players. You make sure you beat them. And you make sure they don't play that bloody opening again. Okay, so he is now annoyingly winning this one. But bishop here, queen here. I think we should grab it, shouldn't we? It is... Okay, you still got to win these positions. I mean, like I say, I'm the exchange up, but it's not all over until it's over. But his pieces, they're all on the wrong side of the board, it feels. They're all like over here on irrelevant squares. And that one doesn't really seem to do much. Now, takes, queen takes. Feels like he's really on the brink of defeat here. Bishop here, does that help? It's queen. So, I mean, e2 as well. There's so many moves which are really close to just killing the game off. But I can't see the final touch. So maybe we try to double up. Oh my god, have I just allowed that? Crazy. Okay, well, it's not the end of the world because I can take on f2 twice. But why do I allow that? I mean, I take on f2 and I'm the exchange up in the ending, but we should have put the rook on e4 or something. This was a bad square. And okay, so I say it's not the end of the world because now we go into this ending, which is clearly good for me. Now here his bishop comes back, but we still have to win this, and he's just frustrating me a little bit. This guy. I think I'm going to keep the e-file. We don't need to attack his bishop. And we're going to have to be a little bit patient now and win this. And how do we do it? Let's move this bishop out the way. So it gets out the way of rook here. This is a horrendous move. Why you don't make exchanges when you're material down? I mean, because it makes my job a lot easier. You want to try to complicate things. And now king, important piece. Okay, he's trying to make things a little bit tricky by stopping my king coming in due to a check here. But we can slowly but surely advance. These pawns doing anything? Let's start to use my rook, threatening to capture this guy. And you want to, in the ending, use where your majority of pawns are. because you want to get a pass pawn. I have 3 versus 2. What happened there? I press OK. So I want to use my majority. Now we'll swap that one off. Now we have to watch out for... is that anything? No, I don't think so. Oh, no, I can't go there. Let's start pushing these guys. Just have to watch out for something. I'm not sure even what we have to watch out for here. Time. Don't allow his knight to come in. And you've got bishop here defending that pawn. Don't allow his knight to come in. So we want to stop it coming to these 2 squares. This is the key. If I stop his knight coming in, then there's not much hope. So here, I think we can play. I don't really want to block things up too much. And he has blocked my pawn, so he's kind of outplaying me a little bit at this moment, which is annoying. So here, check. Okay, didn't want to come this way either. And now I'm messing this up. Never make my life easy, do I? Should still be winning, but I'm certainly making life a little bit trickier than we need. I'd love to get rid of these pawns, and that's what I'm working on doing. Any knight checks I have to worry about. Let's get the bishop to a solid square. Knights are so tricky. And we're going to try and just get the bishop to a solid square, should I say. Now, he can't check me here because I take it. And let's get that all the way out of the way. Give him a great pass pawn. What am I doing? Just trying to get that king somewhere else. What's that one? Bloody hell, what have I done here? Mate, what are you doing? He's gone that way. I'm glad he went that way. I thought he could go the other way. This way, not as scary. He wants this check. Time. So slow. You're so slow. Easy. That was... Oh, my words. How much can I mess it up? But that's if he hadn't played the Exchange French, he would have won that game. But the fact that he played the Exchange French, he got everything he deserved. And how much did I mess it up? Whenever I get short time, as I say, my mouse skills like... I can't move quicker. I need to practice them. I know. I keep saying it. I can't bother to practice them. I've got better things to do in my life. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, looking at the ceiling. I don't know. Anyway, we won that game somehow on time. A ridiculous win. And we're on 2 out of 3 now. So I always say, if you can start with 3 out of 4, happy days. And if our only loss is against the best ever chess player, in my opinion, ever to have played chess, Magnus Carlsen, we can be all right. So this is a big game. I really want to get to my little 7.5 for once. I am playing quite well. I never play quite as well in Type Tuesday. It's probably the pressure, something another. I don't know. Talking a lot while I play. My mouse skills. It's a combination of many crappy things that I'm not good at. Oldness, etc., etc. And after this, I'm gonna. I had some very interesting, like Iceland, like I say, great place. If you're looking for a tournament to play, Reykjavik Open, I'm already playing, signed up to play it. I think it's in March or April. Fantastic tournament. I mean, if you can afford it, there's there is that to do with Iceland because it is a bit pricey. Luckily, as a Grandmaster, we get help with the payment structure. But highly recommended if you're retired or you just want to go to Iceland. What a place. It's in the Harper, which is an amazing venue. It's beautiful. But I'm going to, after this game, I'm going to share with you a very interesting chat I had with a gentleman in Iceland when I was out having a cheeky. I had this position. Can you Adam and Eve it? I had this position in my 4th out of 5th round in Iceland. Can you believe it? Now, this move is what the computer recommends. I play something different. When it gives knight here, takes... and then this one, I think, which I'm not convinced is much of an advantage. Well, it is if they go there, because they weaken themselves with this one. And this is called the Torre opening, and it's actually a very dangerous opening for black. It's got a lot of ways that black can go wrong. Now, I probably want to be floating this up the board, but we've also got this square, so let's not rush. And one idea would be to come in here and take this knight at the right moment, combine this with g4. So my opponent's coming in here. Now, will he make the same mistake and let me win a second exchange? that would be well, amusing for me, not for my opponent. And now what we got to do when you have the extra exchange, I always find a key point is now I might even come in here first. A key point is that you want to open up files for your rooks. So you got to, it's actually, just because you've got the extra exchange, it doesn't win itself. My opponent has this strong knight. I think I'll get rid of that knight now. But we've got to open up a file for the rook. So here, takes, not sure that helps me. G4 seems so natural, but this F4 move is a pain. So we're going to maybe come here. Now he can maybe play this and try to trap my queen. But I've got H3, so I don't think it does. And I'm trying to get G4. I've got to watch out for this move a little bit, though. At some point to work. G4 here takes E3, though. I'm not sure my queen is actually very good here. I mean, I might need to bring it back. So yeah, so the way I've got to open up a file. Otherwise, I'm not going to have enough ways to win. Now this one, I thought I could play H3, so we'll stick to our H3 idea. And there's only so much you can block it up, right? I mean, he goes here. Okay, we go in. He comes queen here. And now I'm going to come back with the idea of going H4 and rounding this pawn up. But can I even round that pawn up? I don't know. If he goes here, he does take away the possibility of... It's a strange position, isn't it? Strange. Okay, now I can't get to this pawn anymore. Very peculiar position. Queen here. How do we... Oh, he's gone back. Well, that's just a blunder, isn't it? Because now I can win this pawn. I didn't think he could do this. This just did not seem like the right way for him. He had to hold on to G3 and try to keep things blocked, and that would make my life tricky. Now H5 still, funnily enough, I mean, not so easy to break, especially now I put my queen on a stupid square. Why did I put it over here? So we're gonna have to get the queen back and play on the queen side, probably. I don't think sacrifice there was working too well. And he's trying to keep it all blocked, and he's done a very good job. Do I have to just play this, and otherwise it's going to be a draw? Okay, I think we can have to prepare that move. Not easy to win. He's blocked up very well, extremely well. Now, if he takes, I take the G pawn. It's all about getting those open lines. If he doesn't take, I'm assuming I have to take once, but therefore he comes back. Now, I really want to take this one. think I have to take it now if I want to win this game, but I could end up losing, but such is life. We have to, otherwise how can we break through? Now this one, okay, I missed this. How I mean, I don't even know what the material stakes is now, but it's not looking too great for me. Okay. Sorry, I've gone quiet because I'm worried I might lose now. I might be the one trying, and I say trying because it's not easy to get a blockade. Now d5 and taking here, my two ideas. He's coming in. Now here he takes it, and I have a draw, but we, you know, that'd be a bit sad, wouldn't it? Considering takes here, no, it doesn't work. Takes. Ooh, I could definitely end up losing that position. Ah, dear. Well, I don't know. Don't know. I mean, this is it's gone wrong. Fuck. I mean, what have I done here, guys? Don't like this either. Do not like this. What have I done? What the fuck have I done? Terrible play, this one. Had to happen in one game, didn't it? Had to happen in one game. He's coming in here. Am I getting mated? I must be getting mated here. Must be. Must be getting mated. Someone is in trouble. This check. Takes. Is he winning this? Or am I winning this? This move, only move. Then I've got to push this one. Sorry, I'm just taking a bit of time. Here. Let me come in. Gotta go quick. He's defending everything. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What have I done? What have I done? Really messed this up. I've got no time. And oh, what the fuck have I done? That was just horrendous. Should never have lost this one. Okay, time for a little break, and we'll try to come back second half a bit better. That was terrible. Let's just, okay, have a very quick look where the easy win was, because I shouldn't have sat that piece. It was too risky. Too risky to do so. And everything was all right. Of course we're winning this position. I mean, look at this. And we just got to play it sensibly. I mean, I was exchange and a pawn up. What an idiot. This was stupid. Why put the queen there? Put it on F2. You know, on a better square. This is ridiculous. And I was worried that if I don't do something, it's just a draw. So I ended up taking here. But the funny thing is, there's probably more drawn. And the ending is actually really not easy for me. And he played it pretty well. Yeah, I mean, I have to sort of wait here, but it seemed like I might have even had some chances around here, but maybe I didn't. Have to again take a draw. And I thought this was winning, G4. And now I have to stop his king coming in. This is the key thing. This is a bad move. Because what I didn't realise is when my king comes over here, I can't do anything. Because his bishop just defends everything. On it's such a good bishop. I put all my pieces on the worst squares possible. And this is completely losing. Because I can't do anything. So that was extremely shit. So we'll have to do better than that. That was top gravy of shitness. Fuck. Okay. We will be back with less shit, hopefully. Right, so next 4. Not sure if I'll recover from that last loss, but the middle section we used to be terrible in, but now we need to get 4 out of 4 here. We need to get to 6 out of 8, you know, just so we're knocking on the door or getting a great score. So we're playing Federer from Switzerland. Now that's a little bit interesting. Could it be Federer's brother? Could it be his dad? Could it be his son? Could it be? Who knows? Who knows? And in these positions, we generally want to play this move. So I'm just trying to think how we can do it. Well, let's get the knight out here because if he plays the standard d5, this looks interesting. Might not be that interesting, actually. I'm not sure if my knight should be wandering all over here, but we'll go for this because maybe I should have gone e5 straight away, takes, and then move the knight somewhere. So I really want to go e5 and take here. So he hasn't gone for that. Now this is also kind of intriguing, but I'm a bit worried he might take it. So I think we should play this one and then throw this knight somewhere. Let's go this way. And I want to play pawn takes. I like having these 2 pawns, as I'm sure you know from watching my games. My opponent has this square as well, so it's not completely clear. And he goes here. I thought he should have gone bishop e2 there, but this is always my preferred response in these kind of positions. I like this because it cuts that bishop out and it gives me chances on the king side. Now, I'd love to get the bishop to where the knight is and take over this hole, but we can't do that. Do I keep the queens on? Do I get the queens off? Next question. And he might be wanting to take and come in. And that is a little bit annoying. So I'm going to come back here. Again, not 100% sure what the right plan is. Because if he moves this knight, I have the option of taking that pawn. And the other positional idea is to take this knight and try to get the square. It's kind of a battle for these 2 squares at the moment. So we're going to come here. Now he needs to attack my queen, which I'm sure he'll do. And now I can't come in straight away. We need to find the right square for the queen. Here, he gains a tempo. So I'm thinking c8. And my plan, again, takes and take this square before he comes in. But he comes in straight away. And now he's got there first. So he's won that little mini battle. Most annoying. Any threats here? This one, yeah. All right, I'm going to take this. Again, not sure if that's right, but I want a plan. I've got to watch out for this knight here. So I'm going to try. My plan is obviously just to attack him over on this side. Now he's going to go queen e2. Okay, so we'll play a5, but I haven't quite managed to untangle here. Playing that because we've got to stop b4. So by untangling, I'd love to get c6 in, but I can't move the knight because of the knight here. So how do we untangle? Rook here, defending that pawn, defending these threats? Maybe. If I'd have gone here, of course, he could have taken that pawn as well. I think I'm going to have to go for rook f7 and then something like queen here. But it's a lot of untangling to do. Knight here, another option. But then he comes in and wins my queen. There's a big, big check. So, of course, I thought I could take the knight here. But that doesn't maybe work. I thought I could go knight takes knight. But then he takes my bishop. Knight here. And not working. So I'm in trouble. I am in trouble. Now can we sack the queen? Try to make it interesting. I really don't believe that. I've got to take. This is a bad position. And I have to come here. Otherwise, we're completely lost. And this way, we are lost. But this gives me the best chances. Obviously, this is fantastic diagonal for him. And he's going to come here. But, all right. I'm going to have to get my queen out. Give this pawn and pray for knight e5 and compensation. If I get the knight here, suddenly things look a bit better. This knight comes back. This is a fantastic square for the knight. And his king now gets under fire. So this is quite greedy of him. For example, rook here a threat. So he comes and defends that one. And let's just move this over so I can go rook g7. And where else do we want to come? So rook g7, his queen defends against the knight f3. But my knight very good now. So I'm actually feeling happy here. The pawn down doesn't matter so much. His bishop's in a bit of trouble. Like rook here, bishop here, queen here. And that bishop is starting to get a little bit untangled there. I could even go here and try to take and bring the other knight in. But then his queen has access over here. So he's trying to break out. But now he's got to watch out for f3 among other options. f3, definitely my next move. Where does he move this? He doesn't really want to go all the way there, does he? Is there anything better than f3? So bishop here, that bishop very loose. Queen here, I can chase it. Or do I go f3? There's a couple of good tempting moves there for me. That's the problem. So here, takes. I can take with check. He can't take because it's actually pinned. So if he moves this bishop, f3, and if he maybe have to go bishop d8 here, but then I have knight here, bishop h5. So he goes here immediately, and he decides to try to give up material. But my knights now should be good here. Now, can I get another knight here? c5. Let's try it. So I want to get the other knight to this square. And he's helping me do that. This is why I put the pawn here, so we can get two knights covering those open files. Remember what I said about the open files for these guys? And now this check, also possible. Can I just grab that one and then come back? I don't see why not. So let's do it. Check. And if he moves the king, because he can't take the pawn, if he takes there, this is check. I come back, and we grab the little cheeky pawn there. Right, so he's got here. And still, I don't know. It's still strange, isn't it? None of these games being easy now. I thought I had some knight d3, but of course that knight's completely pinned. And I don't like this pin on my knight. So he goes rook here. How am I getting out of this? Could I play knight c7 and b6? He's grabbing another one. Got this kind of move as well, but he goes queen takes. He didn't do queen takes. Now it's just this pin on my knight is really annoying. I don't want to play this knight back, but I've got to get out of this pin. Okay, now my knight can move, but can it move anywhere good? And he's coming in here. So, it's not easy. Not easy. Right, stopping his queen from moving for a start. Okay. Oh, shit, he takes the pawn. Let's check. Oh, wow. What are we doing here? Messing up so many games at the moment. It's embarrassingly bad. But knights are tricky. That is something I can hope for. Back rank ideas. I've got to just go for mate. I could have taken that one. Wow. And why do I allow rook here? That was a stupid square for my... I'm playing this really badly. Really badly now. Oh dear, Simon. Can we get this knight in without getting mated? I don't think we can. This is tragic. I have to go here, and I have to try and get the king here. He's going to give his rook up. Boom! Bit of knight magic there to save a position where it was that roller coaster again, wasn't it? I was doing well, and then I didn't find the right plans for my knights. Let's just have a look, because I should have had a big attack there, and at the end, well, actually, I just managed to get my remaining 3 pieces working, but a very close game and not smooth. It was looking pretty smooth for a while, right? I mean, around about here, I mean, I got bad position, good position, bad position, so it was very much up and down. But here, it's not as good as I had thought. He played this, and now this c5 move is one of the top ideas, so let's stick with it. And now we go here, and of course, why am I giving this one up? I should not be giving that one up. Right, we have a Grandmaster now, and we need to get 4 out of 4. Remember, in this section, we got 1 out of 1. We're going 4 out of 4. So, yeah, I had this interesting conversation with an Icelandic guy, and I'm sure a lot of you know that maybe the most famous chess player of all time was one Bobby Fischer. Why not play this move? It looks like I'm owed it. 72 or 73. Why 73 come to mind? I think 72 in Iceland against one guy called Spassky, and this was a massive thing during the Cold War, East versus West, blah blah blah. It was big. It was a big. It's very useful having a pawn h4 hit, a very big event. And later on in his life, it's kind of well known that Fischer went mad. Well, he did. You know, he had some outrageously terrible points of view. Turned into a real horrible racist. Sorry, I'm just also trying to think. He took that one, and okay, this is probably best. And he wants to go here and just play. Fair enough. And it was a bit of a sad end to his life, you know. But he did play this big match in Iceland, and he died in Iceland. And when he was in Iceland, he this guy I met him a couple of times, got to know him, and he had this theory that Bobby, and not just Bobby, who died in the end of kidney disease, the reason that he actually went mad was more of a medical reason than actually a mental reason. Now, I'm not saying I believe in this. I'm just saying it's a theory, and theories are interesting. And his theory was that kidney disease, and it's kind of known, can cause mental disease because the toxins, they get released and they go into your mind. They can affect your mind, and you know, do you some damage there. I don't know if I've got enough conversational rapport in here, but maybe. Rook takes, I come here in f5, and he thought that because of his kidney disease, which he hid very well, this is one of the reasons he got paranoid, and things, that he went so bloody crazy, basically. That he started having these conspiracy things and paranoia. Then this guy went on to say, he spoke to him a couple of times, that also the same happened to Tau. That Tau, similar thing happened, that Tau had died of kidney disease, and that Tau, all these toxins, and he went a bit mad in his later life. I mean, I'm sure that's actually that documented. I mean, as far as I know, Tau didn't actually go, I don't know, did he go mad? I don't think he did go mad, but and then he carried on this by saying, well, it was obviously the Russians, do a bit of a history of cleverly assassinating people, even nowadays, with what they did in England and what they've been doing up to very recently in England, taking down a lot of people with poison and bizarre deaths, but mainly poison. And he reckoned that Fischer was poisoned by the Russians with some toxin that led to his kidney disease, and they didn't like Mikhail Tal because he was such a rebel to the system, being friends with Korchnoi and the like, that he basically also was poisoned by the Russian forces. So it was kind of most likely rubbish, but interesting rubbish. So I don't know what your thoughts are on that. And again, I'm not saying I believe either side or what, I just thought it was an interesting thing to discuss. That's why this kidney disease is actually what made, and it's a nicer way to think of it, isn't it? I mean, I don't know if Kramnik's got kidney disease at the moment or something. Maybe he needs to get checked out, but it's nicer to think that it's not just, it's more of a physical thing than mental thing, I guess. When something goes wrong, because it's horrible to see these great players go fucking mental, basically. I think it's what they say in French. They go fucking insane. So what's happening here? Well, I don't know if I've got enough compensation, but we're going to try to checkmate him on this square. Is just the only thing I'm trying to angle for. So how do we checkmate him here? Well, we need to move this bishop, but I'm not got to make sure he doesn't swap queens, because if he manages to swap queens, I lose a lot of my oomph. So I've just put my pieces on what look like pretty good squares. Maybe my king should go here to stop that. Now, if I go bishop here, you can swap queens. And I think we need to most likely move out of that idea. I don't know, actually. Maybe I should have gone knight, some weird move like this. It's a very strange position. Okay, now he's coming here. So now he wants to take he wants to take that pawn, which is quite cheeky. If I go here, he comes in here with the knight. So taking here, it's kind of, do I take this one first? Let's take that one first. We do have the time advantage. And now move this bishop. Don't really want to lose that pawn. It gives me a nice grip, and I really want to play these two moves and then get this one over and start hitting here, because f5 is going to be very weak, very, very weak. And actually, this is, maybe he shouldn't have taken over the knight. I thought his knight was very active over here, and I feel his last move was a mistake, because my moves, these two moves, the position becomes difficult for Carlos from Ecuador. Is that? Yeah, Ecuador. And he's spending a lot of time. So where's that bishop going? I don't know. So we're going to continue. He can't. Okay, he's coming up with some plan. Interesting plan. He wants his knight here, but then I go bishop e3 against that always, yeah? Okay. Trying to work out where these pieces are best placed. I don't know if it's best placed here. I'm going to go bishop e3, of course. And he can now come in here with something, which he does. So he's playing good moves. Now rook here. Let's again. Then I don't want to lose this pawn, do I? So if we take, threaten mate. Okay, so yeah, he's played this well. I have to say, played this better than me, and I think this could be another one where I'm going to have to try and win on time. But that last move was a mistake, because we get my big bishop in, and that's a massive bishop. And it really is a big piece, that one. I think my king is fairly safe here. I say fairly, you're never entirely sure. Can we just get away with that one? If you can't see a reason not to do it, then do it. Probably we didn't have to, shouldn't have done that. Again, we're back to playing a little bit on the clock. Oh, checkmate. Fuck, I've just fallen. Oh! Oh, Sideman, you had that so under control. Oh, dear, we're having one of those days today. Jesus, it's just like I think you just like relax too much. You look at this clock. Why didn't I just take the rook? Oh, just take the rook. Okay, time to pause. That was really bad. We're gonna have to now win the rest of the games. Why do I play so badly in Untitled Tuesday? Oh, you can see I've just sunk into my chair after completely collapsing in that last one. You know, it was an interesting position. He played well, but I mean, I just thought I was going to win it, to be honest. When he got short time, when you won, well, we should have won the exchange, and I just got lazy. This is the problem. So only a massive 5 out of 5 now is going to put a smile on my face. So we need 5 out of 5, and let's start with this line of the French defence, which I've played quite regularly, and it's a lot of fun. You get this opposite side castling, you get this double-edged position, and white should probably start doing something like this. Actually, that looks like a pretty good move to me, which he does. Typical. I'm not supposed to play good moves, because it's all about who gets the attack first, and he's got some open lines here, yeah. So maybe you have to put my king. Yeah, I mean, I'm defending first, and as you know, I don't like defending first. That's not me. So let's. Yeah, I just don't like this position. I have to look at it. I have to look at this line, because he's got rook here and here as well. He's got lots of things, so I'm gonna have to get. I'm defending too much here. He's got rook here. Don't like this at all. And then he's got knight here. This is fucking horrible. And I really don't want to take here, give him all those dark squares. So I have to just see if he finds rook here. Takes. And actually, I'm just losing. Can't see a way out of that. So I've gone completely wrong already. Maybe I had to go rook there last move, and he's found it. It's quite an easy move to find, and not being funny. And this position is just terrible for me. I'm gonna have to try and get my knight somewhere here to defend mate, and I'm just defending. So, but of course, I might not even have the chance to do that. This move and bishop f4 one way, he can get his rook in. Maybe bishop. There's so many moves here, and now he's threatening bishop takes here. So, absolute smashing game. Should I say I've got smashed, not smashing game by me. And we're just getting horribly beaten here. This just wins. I can't see anything to do. Here, queen here, game over. I think. Yeah, game over. Can't see anything. This one, what do I do? I've got no defense. I guess I can go to this square, but my knight's going totally the wrong way, and then try to take this one. Is there any way I can make this tricky? Here. Bishop here. Okay, I'm going to go here. Just trying to hang on, because at least it defends b7. He's getting a little bit greedy now. I mean, he's still completely winning. But why didn't he just try to checkmate me rather than winning pawns? Never win pawns. Winning pawns is very bad, because now I get rid of one of his dangerous pieces. Thank goodness for that, because the opening went wrong. He found this very good plan. I think I have to take this now, yeah? And of course this is bad still, but it's not so bad. It's only one pawn. I thought it was more. And if I can round this guy up and at the same time use Derek Lino, the D pawn, to come through, happy days. We get some counterplay. So he's made this tricky. Now, does that work? Does that work? Why does that work? I don't understand. We'll throw this in first, because he can't come over here. He can come queen d3 or here, I suppose. But there's no threat now, and it's our move. So let's try to get some counter going. This one, first of all, must be an idea. Now let's take that one. Can always try to bail out, but oh my god, what have I done? What am I doing? Have I just fallen into that as well? I thought I could go Queen G6, but he's got check. I thought Queen G6 would play the ending, but it's a complete blunder. Again, I have to go here. Still just about hanging on. Still only 1 pawn down, but I should, yeah, that. Maybe. Is it still playable? Oh, we're getting so done though, really, aren't we, today? It's not happening. Tuna. I like a bit of tuna, but it ain't going down well today. It's tasting a bit funny. I'm getting tuna-fied. But it's such a weird game, this one, because now again, I feel like, I mean, taking there is really risky. You might be able to get that, but here, got to keep some threats going. That is, I mean, if he takes my pawn, at least then. And this check, I move my king. He's only got check, I move my king. So, still fighting, bizarrely. It seems in Untitled Tuesday now, whenever you get a bad position, that's when things are at the best. Now, that's only one check, right? So, it's nothing to get excited about. Now, we could check. Let's just defend my one big thing. I could have gone rook there with the idea of going check and move the rook here, check. But actually, his king comes here. Feels pretty safe. So I think it's more important to keep this pawn as a runner. If his queen moves, I just push it, you know, and I pray. You know, it's an easy blitz move to go for. Now, is he going for that? I don't think that's anything, yeah? So we push the h-pawn. We don't want him winning that. And we might better use that to open him a little bit, like h4. And this is not so bad now at all, because he's allowing me chances. Now, we keep things under control. We'll stop the checkmate. If he grabs that pawn, we push. But then do we have to watch out for check? Okay, so he's not going for that. Now, this one and here, I've got queen e3. So let's keep using this little h-pawn, because what I'm really trying to do is create some mating threats. Like if the pawn gets all the way to h3, then we have a mating threat. So he's gone back to defend. And I think I can go h3. Takes queen e1. So we put this now here, which creates back rank ideas. Like, yeah, he's got the check. Now, hoping we run around now. But can we also come here? Yeah, it feels dodgy. I don't know. And then I come here, yeah. And then I come back to b8 is my idea. And now he has no checks. We threaten checkmate. Okay, and the queen can now come in, minimum. This check he's got again. Do we even take here? That is really greedy. But look at the h-pawn. Look at Harry. Little cheeky Harry over there. And I'll cover this check and look at little cheeky Harry. Little cheeky Harry's threatening a little cheeky check. Now this one, he comes here. Can we be more crafty? Let's go here. Oh no, whoa. Yeah, okay, that's all right. I thought for a minute that was checkmate. That's how badly I'm playing, but I can actually come back to that square again. And very hard position to play when you've got no time. Now maybe here, that is checkmate. Don't do that. Do not do that. I'd like to make my king safe, but there's not really a safe option here anyway. So I don't. Do I go here and pretend to make it safe? Okay, I'll go here because I can't think of a move. And he's okay. He wants this, so we come here. We stop that one. And now I'd love to play this, but it's a tricky ass position. Do I come forwards again? Okay, why am I going forwards? I don't know. Don't know. I thought my king felt safer coming forwards, but it's not really. What am I doing? Okay, now he does have that rook check. He does have the rook check. But I'm hoping we can do a little triangulation. Oh, no, he's got that one. Oh, he fell into it. How lost was I there? I was ridiculously lost. There could have well been a tantrum on my part there. I mean, my position was horrible. What happened in the opening? His b4. What a great move that was. Whoever attacks first. I think, as someone mentioned in the comments last week, I never win when I go a pawn up. That was the only time I've grabbed a pawn in my life and defended. And this position, when he plays, okay, so this is already. I mean, maybe castling actually might just be way too premature. Why am I castling that way? This is clearly too much. I should put the knight on a f7 and give myself the option of castling kingside here. I don't. Why am I castling queenside? What kind of absolute lunatic am I to do that? It makes no sense. I've got to castle kingside. You Egypt. So we need to win. How many rounds are we in now? We're round 8. We need to win this one and then the next 5. This one is another key game. We've got to try and get to 5 points. So I still want to get to like a big score. I play this occasionally, the bishop coming over g5. I like mixing up my openings. I played this in Iceland. It seemed to work very well. And you get some very interesting positions when they grab that pawn, which my opponent's done, because you have this idea. I haven't committed my knight, so I might better go b3 without them coming b4. Sometimes it's good to leave this knight back, you know, because one of the main ideas is like b5. But then later on, when you play like a4, they go b4. And they gain a tempo on your knight. Now, there was a game, I'm trying to remember. Yes, it was Aronian versus Nepo in this variation. And I know it looks a bit boring because the pieces come up, but this is actually what I prepared a couple of days ago. So I'm going to follow my preparation. And Aronian with the white pieces won that game. Because you win this pawn back, you've got some small advantage. Nothing big, because you've got more pieces developed, right? Now, I don't know where this guy should move to. Here, then he comes here, then I move it again. If he doesn't move it, I have time to play f3. This one comes. I don't know. I don't know if this was right or as another square was better. This looks like the nicest setup. So we'll try to get the optimum setup. And let's now just play it there. So it comes here. We can think about this one. With, if he comes here, I can't take that one. My bishop's on free. So he's dodged all of that. Let's just, oh no. I'm not sure I'm making best use of this, to be honest. I don't know how we make best use of this position. We've got to try to get the 2 bishops. Otherwise, what's the point of my play? So we've got to dive in. Got to dive in there. And 2 bishops would certainly give me advantage. I don't like this last move that he played. But he's going to try to play around my knight. So it might be very clever. Might be a nice, clever move that he actually did. He certainly should move that pawn, provide a chance to take it and put my bishop in front of it on a square like that. And now if he comes here, can I come over there and try to get in? Well, I most certainly will in that position. So this is some small edge for me still. Maybe. Got to be an optimist. Because if he moves his rooks to these... If he moves his rook like here, I can go bishop here and maybe sneak around the angles. Very positional game now. We need this one. 8 points for going for a 5 out of 5 splurge at the end. God, blimey, it's been some bad chess at times today. So yeah, so this was my idea. So I come here and sneak in here. Now, I might lose that bishop, but, you know, it's part of life, right? Because his rook has to come back all the way. So strange. Strange. But has this not helped? Now here he takes. There's no tactics. Am I here? Connect my rooks. It's funny because he can't. Okay, so he's obviously trying to make exchanges. Now his bishop has to go to a funny square. Oh no, he's found a little check. Okay, we come out. Yes. And we try to grind away. Again, slightly better. His bishop is bad. I've got active rook. And if he comes here, I can happily capture, but let's double first, yeah. Okay, so he has come in immediately, and now maybe other ideas, but this is a weakness, so we aim for that. I've left this rook here so I can defend b2. And if he goes here, do we even come all the way? All the way? And make more exchanges. I'm thinking if I can get to a knight versus bishop ending, I'm a lot better because my king will come around and his bishop can't really attack anything of mine, but his pawns over here are very weak in an ending. So he's clearly going to try to stop that, but he wants to keep one rook on the board, which he's cleverly done because he certainly shouldn't allow a rook to be exchanged. And he's managed to do that. So, okay, so we're threatening that. Now, a4 again, I really want to play that move. But how am I proving my position here? It's not easy at all. So I'm going to try now playing on this side of the board because I've exhausted play on the queen side and center. So I'm going to try to see if I can create something with my pawns here. I don't see any natural way I can get my knight to a better square. And this one even opens things up for him. So, okay, we'll play h5. I've always got rook d2 if he comes to this one, but I'm going to keep this as obviously as a option. This one doesn't really help. It's not going anywhere. I don't know where my king can improve to. So now this is playable, but I think we try to keep control a bit more. Let's not allow his rook in. And maybe this now is an idea. Let's to allow the f-pawn to move as well. Here, okay, he can, but then I'm going to go a3. And his pawns, again, they're pretty weak. Go here, he always has the check. So it doesn't help, but I don't know how to improve my position now. I've done everything I can. Here and maybe here now. Can't think of anything else. Let's try that. And yeah, let's go for this one. But see, he's gone in defensive mode. And his bishop's come all the way. Right. Now, if I take here, check. Well, I have to take it if I want to win, right? Have to take it if we want to win. And if he checks, do I come forwards, allowing him to come for these guys? Or do we just come back and try to keep control? Can we keep control? Again, the way I think this is better, but I'm not sure. Now, bishop here. Oh, he stops my rook coming around, but I can come. Oh, shit. Okay, I'm going to have to give the b2 pawn. Because his rook here check was very strong. So, still pushing a little bit in this ending. A little bit pushing away. So he's come over here. He's going for the pure ending. Now, how quick's my a pawn? Good move from my opponent again. Bastard. Okay, let's just try pushing the a pawn. Oh no, I've blundered again because check here, check. So I have to go to a passive square. Don't want to go to this passive square, but trying to run and pray. He's not surely going to take a draw, is he? Okay, well, obviously we're not going to do that. We can come this way and try to win like that, which of course we will do. And go, pawn, go. And we have the time advantage. He wants to come back here. Can I stop that somehow? I don't know. Let's push anyway. Anyway, I get my rook behind, but his pawn is very quick. Okay, okay. He's got rook here at the end. Fuck. Playing so bad today, guys. Okay, we have to keep that pawn to win. But we could lose. Now his king comes up, we have a check. So trying to make this tricky. How else do I try to win? Here, takes, here, takes, sorry, here, takes, here, takes. Is that working? Maybe. Maybe not. Fuck. Oh, look at his time. Look at his time. We'll take a win. Obviously it's a draw at the end there, but it is a blitz match after all, and you've got to try pressurizing because he comes here now, and yeah, it's a draw. So tough game. My opponent defended well, but we've at least got the 5 points with 3 games to go, so we've still got that dream. Well, I said 7.5 at the start. We haven't played well today. It hasn't been good. It has been like crickets everywhere. Been terrible. It's been poor. But you know, who knows? 3 games to go. So yes, what else has been going on recently? Well, I'm off to Ireland to play in Kilkenny this Thursday, which I've never been to, but I hear it's absolutely mental. So I'm going to try to take it sensible there a little bit. Just enjoy a couple of Guinnesses. And see how it goes. And there was a funny moment over in, like I say, Iceland when, yeah, like I say, I shouldn't have done this, but I did scooter back. You can hire these scooters. You probably get them in a lot of countries. And I scooted back quite late at night one night, and it was, you couldn't even walk because it was so icy. So you had no control, and I nearly died that night. But it was kind of like this kind of stupid stuff I've got to stop doing now because I'm like an adult. Been an adult for a long time, and I've got to learn that at one point. You know, don't do these stupid risky things, be sensible. And I've got to do that in my chess a little bit more. But you might not believe it, but I feel like I am playing better chess at last over the board, even though I'm not really showing it today. But if I can win these next 3, there's going to be some confidence coming back a little bit. Concerning coaching, if you're still like that, I've been really bad at getting back to people. Loads of other stuff going on, but I think it's going to have to be the new year now. But I will respond to you all if you haven't lost interest in me. If you have, totally understand. We'll try to set something up. I'm trying to do something interesting actually with the coaching, where you have to wait and see. We are setting some things up. The ball is in motion, but I'm just very bad at correspondence. So apologies to that. Anyway, let's now use this break and wait for the last 3 games, and hopefully we can play better. Right, time to play well in these last 3 games. We're playing someone who's nearly 3,000 rated, so this is going to be a first test. And I think F4, it has to be the recommended way. Queen here is a rather peculiar move. Maybe I shouldn't take too long on this, but let's play A4, A5 ideas. I think they normally put the queen on A5, so I don't know why the queen's gone there. And he maybe wants to put the bishop here, so I'm just going to play H3, so my knight can come to this natural square. And now I want bishop to C4 because it's the most aggressive. I don't know, H3 maybe a waste of time. Could be a waste of time. Now, can I castle without getting in trouble on this file? We'll find out. So takes again. I don't want to exchange queens, Am I getting in trouble somehow with this move? It's very possible, but I can't see how. So I'll play it, keeping the queens on the board, because we want to try and start attack. Okay, now the queen goes. Where does it go? Here or here? Which one? I don't know. Let's go here. Maybe it doesn't make too much difference. And we keep playing the most aggressive, so straight through the center of the board. Opponent obviously comes in, and now maybe here. Getting very interesting, this position. D5. Can we go bishop takes D5? Then knight takes here. It's a pain, yeah? So maybe we can't. Bishop takes here. Knight takes C3. Doesn't seem to work. And knight takes D5. How's that looking? Seems quite loose to me. I don't really trust it. So I'm going to come all the way back here and just try and keep the initiative, because the other lines, they may have won points to me, but didn't really trust them. You've got to go with your instinct, and this way the bishop might look stupid, but I feel it has some potential. I could have also thought about moving it there, but after knight takes, I'd have to take with the queen, and again, that just seemed clumsy. Now, if my opponent takes here, this is the big idea. Push the f-pawn, open things up, attack. This is a nice pawn formation to attack with. He's having a long think here. f5 at some point could be a way that he avoids that kind of attack, blocks it up. Let's see if he plays f5 now. He's got to look out for always checks here. Plays f6, which is a more dynamic idea. Now that is not working, is it? And if I take, bishop takes. Probably a good move, that one. I don't see anything else for taking, which is a shame because I had such a strong pawn there. And now his knight has e4. But then I take it if he goes to e4 now, right? That would be a horrible error. And this is what I'm hinting at with some ideas on his queen. So it's still tactically interesting. Positionally, he's doing well because now, you know, if I can't get this in the game, it just looks stupid. So I might have to try something like c4 or something. But there's just some tactical things he's got to overcome first. And with this configuration, I'm kind of active at least. So he comes back, getting off that idea, and now it feels like I need to try and get this one in, yeah, because it's doing nothing at the moment. The other idea I was thinking was pushing that, but this makes a lot more sense. Now let's do it. Let's go for this crazy move. It is a little bit crazy because even if I go there and I'm not threatening g5, he takes it and it weakens my king. But just a very interesting structure we have here. So can we do anything clever? I'm going to centralize, and I kind of want him to take this pawn because I want his pieces to go that way, but he's not getting carried away with that nonsense. He centralizes as well. Okay, we'll move this back. This is what I've got to go for, but how do I play? How do I play this g5? Bishop takes. Well, now we can try going rook takes, and g5. So first of all, he plays here. And is he just going to take and take here? That looked quite risky. But maybe he can do it. I mean, takes, rook takes. I've got queen g3, but then rook f1 check. It looks really risky to give me these dance squares. So I didn't assume he could do that. I mean, I don't think he can he? Rook takes here, queen c3, threatening checkmate. He shouldn't get greedy here. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. Now, if he goes queen takes, well, queen c3 again, it seems like a big move here. And I don't know what he's got against that because I've got loads of threats there. I mean, one threat is checkmate. 2 threat, rook f1, 3 threat is there. So that was seemed like a really greedy pawn to grab. Now he can come here. And then I got this as a draw. Maybe there's more. I say a draw because check, I come back. I don't see how he can play for a win here. But check, obviously I'm going to play for a win somehow. I'm just trying to work out how. King g2 looks a bit slow, that one. But how else can we play for a win? Here, bishop e3. Maybe that's a better idea. Let's try that. So here, just got to show who's the boss first. Queen here, bishop e3. Queen e7. Bishop here. Does that work? Then queen here. It's strange. Feels like it's so winning, but I can't see the win. It's got to be winning somehow. Here, you can even take this one. Where's the win? Where is the win? There's got to be a win. I don't believe there's not. This going the wrong way with the bishop. But it forces his queen to come here when I'm hoping I'm going to have another good bishop move. Now, that one, I thought we could just take here, no? Don't understand it. I'm covering these checks and I'm covering that. So, very strange move. Thought he had to try bishop there, but I might have some clever win, like bishop f4 I was probably going to play there, trying to get into d6. But this way, I don't see it. I don't see what he's doing. I mean, he can carry on, yeah, rook f4, but then he's going for this. But I've probably got more than one way to win here. Now, queen here. Here takes back rank. Should we try that one? It looks quite flash. Threaten this back rank idea and threaten his rook at the same time. If he takes here, we go to the back rank. I mean, so he comes here, but I can surely just take this one, and I totally missed that. Fucking hell. Did I totally miss that move? Jesus, that was bad. How did I miss that? Still probably winning, but massive move to miss. I mean, it is still winning because the 2 bishops and his open king is good. Okay, now I am going to spot this one. I love the way he's tried that little 50-50 shot. This is the amount of respect that people have for me. They play these little moves and they're like... But luckily, I've seen it. Okay. Right, we got there in the end. And, you know, a nice win against a strong player. I like quite a cheeky little try at the end. He obviously realised how bad I am and thought, oh, a 50-50 shot. You know, but yeah, it wasn't going to work. And of course it's winning. But yeah, the interesting moment around the end there was, okay, queen here, bishop e3. Now, I think he had to try this. I was thinking I'd go bishop to f4 in that position, but I didn't see anything totally clear. So let's whack on the computer. And the computer agrees that actually is another move here. There's 2 moves. So my opponent really let it slip. He is equal. And he can play bishop here, queen here. I don't have a great discovered anywhere. But he's also got rook f3, which I'm sure he would have played had he seen, because that's a great counter-attacking move. Now, did I have a win? Did I have a win? It is rook f5. Wow. So this position, I was going to play king g2, wasn't I? And I should be less fearful. These things were covered. And that was the way to win. So I play... Okay, so we go back. He got very greedy. Around here, he's okay. And the greed, it really didn't pay. He didn't need to grab this pawn. It was just too much. This is such a strong bishop. It defends his king. And he could just play something else, as the computer's indicating, with no worries. But he grabbed this, which is suicidal. And now after queen c3, he has to play some horrible move. This was correct. But now I made the error. I should have just stuck with my original player, play king here. And the threats are too strong. For example... I'm threatening to take here. I'm threatening to take here. You can't defend everything there. So that was the way to play it. Okay. It's not easy getting 8 points anymore, is it? I've got another 29, nearly 3,000 rated player. And let's see how we go. So we need to get 2 out of 2 or 1.5 to get to 7 points. 1.5. Get me the 7 points. Get me the 7 points. Let's see if we can do it. So we just want to get that 1.5. We got a Dutch for the first time in ages. Well, for a couple of rounds at least. So it hasn't been that long, has it? And what are we going to do? Let's go for the classical because it's funky. And we're going to mate him on H2, right? You know this plan. Queen here, pawn here, bishop here. Kill, 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 kill. And I'm going to play it anyway, so I don't care. You have my pawn. I go here. I pin you. I pin you. You can play H3 to get out of the pin, but then your king becomes a little bit weak. I'm trying to come in like a cowboy with this one and put pressure on your knight. Is this pawn sacrifice any good? Or is it a load of absolute Tarrasch? Well, let's find out. The knight continues its journey. All my pieces develop now, which I'm happy. And now he decides he has to play this one. And he probably has to come in here. And we have an interesting position. Now, do I keep my queen over here? No, I think I had to play it to F5 because his king was going to come up. So I've got it. He slowed my attack down, but it's equal on material now. I'd want my rook here and my knight coming this way. We'll concentrate on the left-hand side of the position. Maybe we can flick it in some crazy little knight g4. Come on. And this looks all right. If he comes here, we always, a rule in chess, always go forwards unless you have to go backwards. Probably one of the worst rules I've ever given you because you shouldn't, but that's the way I rock and roll, man. I remember there was an international master, Mark Condy, who a bit of a lunatic, nice lunatic, who we go forwards. Let's do the Mark Condy chess. Who I was sharing a place with at British Championships with my parents, and he basically, I remember he taught me that rule. He said, "Simon, why you always go forwards, always, never go back." Again, terrible rule, but it was quite funny. Okay, I've got to concentrate on the game. I was thinking a queen takes here. That just shows you how stupid my mind works, given a queen for a knight. Why am I looking at? Stop looking at it. Yeah, I've got to stop looking at shit like that. Okay, that's just... Now, knight here. I think we get rid of that knight. This knight's more of a pain because we want our queen to come to h3 and our knight to come here. So this is more of a key piece. Not that knight. That knight, if I'd have captured it, it freezes pieces. So we're playing... And obviously I'm following Mark Condy's rule there. Never go back. Never go back. Always go forwards. And now... What is the question? Do we just come? We want to come forward still, but let's get all. I mean, I should be a little bit better here. All the pieces are nicely positioned. Now he moves his bishop. What do we do? Queen comes here out of the pin. We're not worried about that. Load of malarkey. Always go forwards. Never go back. We're not even going to think about that one. Okay, now we have to think. Unfortunately, always forwards. Never go back. Let's do it. Always forwards, never back. We've gone back plenty of times already in this game, so it's kind of irrelevant what I'm saying, but you get the gist of my madness. Now, I think this one's correct, yeah, because we want this kind of square. He wants this square, but, you know, there's squares everywhere. Is he just coming in? Okay, but now we come here, and what is this? He can bottle it, and he's bottled it. Bastards bottled it. Now, that's a bit annoying because I don't want to swap queens. I was having too much fun in this game, but do we have any option here? Okay, I think we're going to have to go for a queen swappage. Let's get rid of that pawn first, which is a shame. Now, can I do anything else? Bishop here. Kind of looks interesting, that move. If it looks interesting, we play it, yeah? Let's play it. Let's see where his rook goes. I mean, it could come to square and just checkmate me, but now can I? He's coming in with a check. Oh, am I getting mated somehow? Knight here. He's lining him up, but he's also getting quite exposed, I think. But therefore, I lose. Descartes that was. Strange position. Need something here. Otherwise he's coming in. Now c6 he comes here, right? And we don't have anything good, right? Right. This knight is so strong. Do we get rid of it then? It feels really risky, this move though. Oh, takes and the other rook comes here. That's what he's threatening. The cheeky bastard. He's threatening to come here and bring the other rook there. Have I got enough time to find defense? This is scary. This position is now pretty bloody critical. And I don't see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to come here, defend that. He can still even do it. He can still even come in and move the rook there. But he doesn't. He comes with another idea, which is actually, I have to go g5. There's no option. And this is just falling apart somehow. I'm not sure how. Somehow. I'm very loose here. Very, very loose. And he's coming in with everything. Scary. Takes. Queen takes as a threat. God, it's scary, this position. Now he can go c5, and I'm hoping for a miracle if he does c5 here. I don't know what. I don't know what I can play. c6. Check here. The king goes somewhere. Doesn't work. Yeah, this just works. Yeah, my miracles are running out here. There's nothing here, is there? Nothing at all. I have to play c6, but it's losing for sure. And this is the he takes there. Okay, this is the only try I've got, but it's so dodgy with this one. I'm thinking check here is the winning move, yeah, because I can't take the knight. He's found it, and he's also it's a pin as well. We didn't even see that, did we? We didn't even see it. My only hope is he moves this and allows me to check. Okay, this guy was good, and I haven't got 7.5 again. He's out tactic me in the middle. I was probably doing all right there at some moment in the game, but it wasn't enough. So we'll play a couple more moves. Just don't know why, because it's funny having a king so far at the board, and he's going to come and take this. Look at this. He'll finish me in style. Boom, 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 or he'll take that one. Tough game. So we just got to try to get 7 points, and let's go back to where it was. Okay, I mean, I bet his accuracy was pretty high there, and you can see here I am a little bit better. Where did it go wrong? So this was a little bit. So d5 was wrong. So I go queen f5 because yeah, I'm certainly not worse, am I? My pieces are better placed, and now queen e5 was. Look at that advantage. And then I come over here. That's what I wanted to do anyway. Why did I do this? What was wrong with me? This was a terrible move. And then I came here, and he's starting to wriggle out of the trouble now. And then I started going worse and worse here. And he played this move. And this suddenly very scary. Because rook here is a threat. And then the other rook coming over checkmate. And if I have to start relying on a move like rook f7, I'm in trouble. So I missed a couple of chances. And the big chance was actually just taking here. Which is not that hard to see. Because why am I moving my good knight away? My good knight should stay attacking. And I'm threatening to get rid of this bishop. I wanted to try and come in on these light squares. That's why I moved the knight here. But this is much more to the point. Trying to just keep hacking away. And is this a threat? I don't really get it. Oh, I come back, do I? All right. I mean, it's good. It's a good position. Well, just can't play Top Tuesday anymore. We're trying to win the next one, but Shit. Shit. One more to go. Come on, one more. Final push coming up. Right, so we're finishing with someone over 3,000. This is, like I say, it's like, I'm sure it's got, I used to get 7.5 all the time. And now it's a real struggle. This little move's a right pain in the arse. So I'm just going to go here. So if he tries to win that pawn, I can take it back. And I'm going to go here because I thought it's the first move I thought of. I mean, a good thing that Queen G4 wasn't the first move I thought of. And now I'm going to go here because I want him to take that pawn. I don't want it. But he's not going to do it. He's going to come along and try to embarrass me on that file that I've so horribly weakened. Right, okay, so we're going to make sense. Come on. What is this? The random crap Gambit variation. So come on, Harry. Just tickle, tickle, tickle. Tickle Felix. And we'll try to get the pawn all the way to G6. Let's take with the pawn. So my bishop is free. And we only go forwards, never go back. Didn't work in the last game because I didn't go forwards enough. And let's keep, and then now he wants to stop all of my fun. But okay, this is interesting. Now can we take here with something else like the bishop? Interesting position this. And we've at least got both of ourselves out of theory and created a mess. Now f6, I want to play queen here. Takes check, king d7. And then, yeah, that must be something for me. So f6, the queen comes in. So he flips it over here. Now this check, I come back, and I want knight c4, but then my knight drops. So my king is always exposed. Let's get the king out of trouble. And this is if given time what I'd want to do. But he's probably going to stop me by moving his knight. Really crazy position, and the king is as safe as anywhere on f1, so it's kind of like I've castled as such, even though I haven't, because it looks still awfully dodgy. And what are we going to sacrifice it? So we're gonna lose something. Let's sacrifice and try to get the dart squares. So we get a tempo. I like tempos. We get our knight coming in, and maybe some pressure on the dart squares if he grabs Charlie. So okay, first tempo. We need to get tempo. We've got pressure. And if he castles, we got pressure, more pressure. Now, any threats? No. So the natural move would be knight here. So no point going against nature. And if he goes here, maybe there's a check. Don't know. And there's also checks over here. There's also ideas this, maybe. This is one of those positions where if you don't keep firing the shots, it very easily dies down. So how do we keep firing? And he wants knight d7. So this check, I don't think it's going to help. Knight d7. So I can't see the next shot at the moment. Can't see it. Can't see where it's going from. If I move the bishop attacking there, well, my bishop doesn't have anywhere good to go to. It's on like pretty much the best square it can go, yeah. Yeah, I can't really see a way to break through. So here, don't really like that. What's that doing? I wanted to put the queen here next, but it seems... All right, well, it's blitz. We've got to play something. So I'm thinking queen here with the idea of knight f5. And his knight was so strong. The other idea is I have the option of taking it, even though if I do, his light squares become so strong. But the main thing is to go here. But I'm realizing now he might even want to exchange queens, which being a pawn down is not ideal if he goes for that plan. This is a safe move. He's obviously got other ideas like knight to e5. Can he castle? Maybe. It's a non-castling game at the moment. I mean, if it's my move, then obviously this would give me some action, but it's not my move. Often a problem I have. Queen here. Well, I guess we have to avoid the exchange of queens, so maybe I just come here with the idea of putting a rook there. Okay, it's just it's not so obvious. Okay, so he comes in with the knight. Now knight here, not getting anything done, are we? With that, does the bishop have anywhere to go? Here. Strange. I'm thinking f4, but look at these weird pieces in the middle. Okay, now some tactics here, surely. Check. I mean, let's just come back for now because I can't see the tactics. Because this seems like a move that has given me more oomph. Got this, and even knight takes, so then check. So knight takes here, check, nothing, yeah? Okay, now that area of the board looks pretty weak to me. No, there's something here, I just don't know what. This knight, is that key? So we have to continue with this f4, let's try. So we've got a check on g6. It's getting a bit dangerous for him. This check, he can come back. Then this one maybe drops. So this is one idea. The other idea is to come here with a queen and just try to get the queen in. Suddenly, whose king is in more danger? And the time is ticking. Now he could take here. But I've got a check with a rook on c7 at the end. So takes, check, which seems to win to me. So this one, I don't think works. So I think he's in trouble here, I think. So we continue with what I'm planning. So he goes this way. Wow. Shouldn't work, this. Shouldn't work. Do I just come up? Try to defend? Check. Takes. And then swaps. Okay, let's try and keep it as simple as can be. Got to come to the back rank now. Didn't think this was the way to go, but maybe still. Okay, so we're better, but no, don't go there. That'd be silly. But it's not winning. Here he does have a check, but how? Why should I be fearful of that? I've got king d2. We can. He's got 3 pawns. There's a lot of pawns. Don't doubt the amount of pawns, Simon. He's going to be quicker than me, this guy. Yeah. So let's. Why did he go there? Why didn't he come to f2? Strange. Okay, so do I have to come? I have to come here. So the only way to play for a win, but I could of course lose with that move. Which I'm probably going to do now, aren't I? Fuck a duck. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. King here. He queens. I checkmate. Checkmate. Threatened. How does he stop that? How? I don't think he can. I can't see any move he can. I thought he at least pushes the d pawn. I come here, queens, and he does it. Yeah, it's checkmate. Next move, rook b8. There's no possible option. I can pre-move a checkmate, or do we offer a draw first? Maybe we offer a draw if he doesn't lose on time. The last try. Okay. We finish with at least one good win against someone over 3,000. So showing we do have some potential in a completely bonkers game. I think we just out bamboozled him there. Do remember to like and subscribe, please, to the channel. And yeah, that was just all over the shop, wasn't it? It was all over the shop. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna have a chilled out night tonight. If you're playing in Ireland in Kilkenny, I'll see you over there. I love going to my two favourite places. I think well, three really: Ireland, Iceland, and Norway. Love the people, very friendly, and I especially love the music in the pubs in Ireland. So I'll be drinking a Guinness and listening to some live music in Kilkenny. So that's going to be good. Just got to make sure I don't drink too much because I'm getting old now. So they're the winners. Hikaru wins it, Jeffrey, and all good players. And we finish in a very respectable 48th place. So still not getting my 7.5, but it's got a lot harder. I mean, the last 3 games I practically played. Last 3 games, 3 people over around 3,000. So it's not easy. And I didn't play well today. Not gonna lie, but there was still some glimmers of hope there. Cheers. Thank you, everyone. Bye for now.